Alien species, the Reptilians. Hey everyone, welcome back to The Hidden Truth. We've covered many races across the stars: the Zeta Reticulan Greys, the tall benevolent Nordics, the wise Saurians, the spiritual Arcturians, the ancient Anunnaki, the artistic Vegans, the regal Lyrans, the mysterious Ummites, the freedom-focused Procyon, the nuanced Solipsi Ray, the approachable Alpha Centaurians, and the complex Orions. Today we're stepping into one of the most powerful, controversial, and polarizing races in all of UFO and conspiracy lore. The Reptilians, also known as Reptoids, Draconians, Ciakahrr, or Saurians. They are typically associated with the Draco constellation and are described as an extremely ancient, highly advanced, and strictly hierarchical civilization. Their archetype is defined by cold intelligence, strategic ruthlessness, and a dominant predatory energy. They are frequently contrasted with more benevolent humanoid races such as the Pleiadians or Alpha Centaurians. Physically, reptilian descriptions vary across sources, reflecting multiple subgroups or castes. The tall reptilians or draconians are often portrayed as 7 to 12 feet tall or more, with a powerful muscular build. Their skin is usually scaly, ranging from green to brown, gray, or reddish tones. Eyes frequently feature vertical slit pupils, sometimes glowing red or yellow. Many accounts mention prominent ridges or horns on the head, clawed hands and feet, and occasionally a tail. These beings are described as regal, warrior-like, or aristocratic, carrying a commanding and intimidating presence. Shorter or worker reptilians are depicted as smaller in stature, 5 to 7 feet, more uniform in appearance, and sometimes with smoother skin or less pronounced features. These are occasionally linked to lower castes or operational roles. A major element in reptilian lore involves hybrid forms. Many accounts describe reptilian-human hybrids, often called reptilian bloodlines, that appear fully human but can shift or reveal reptilian traits under stress or certain conditions. These hybrids are said to occupy high positions in governments, royal families, banking, and major institutions. Overall, the reptilian archetype is characterized by strategic intelligence, hierarchical organization, and a focus on long-term control and dominance. Reptilians are most commonly linked to the Draco constellation, particularly the star Thuban, Alpha Draconis, which served as the pole star thousands of years ago. Some sources describe their civilization as extremely ancient, possibly originating millions of years ago. They are portrayed as one of the oldest spacefaring races in this sector of the galaxy, having developed advanced technology and expanded through conquest or strategic colonization. A recurring narrative states that the reptilians evolved in a harsh, competitive environment that fostered a survival of the fittest mindset and a rigid hierarchical structure. Over vast periods, they spread across multiple star systems, forming what is commonly called the Draconian Empire or Ciakahrr Empire. In some accounts, they have established deep underground or inner Earth bases on our planet, operating from extensive subterranean networks. Reptilian society is almost universally described as highly hierarchical, with strict caste systems based on bloodline, genetic purity, and achievement. The ruling class consists of royal or elite bloodlines that hold absolute authority. Loyalty, discipline, and dominance are core values. Their technology is advanced and heavily focused on military applications, genetic engineering, and consciousness control systems. Spacecraft are typically described as large black triangular or cigar-shaped vessels, sometimes equipped with cloaking capabilities. Their agenda on Earth is one of the most debated and central topics in reptilian lore. In many conspiracy-oriented and contactee accounts, reptilians, or their hybrids and allies, are said to seek long-term control over humanity through subtle manipulation of elites, institutions, and bloodlines. Common claims include influence over global financial systems, governments, and religious institutions, participation in genetic hybridization programs aimed at creating controllable human-reptilian hybrids, use of frequency or mind control technologies to maintain societal division and fear, and operation from underground bases, such as the alleged Dulce facility, and operation from underground bases, such as the alleged Dulce facility, in cooperation with certain human factions. Some sources distinguish between regressive reptilian factions and more neutral or benevolent ones, though the latter are far less commonly reported. The dominant narrative frames the reptilians as a primary force behind what is often called the global control matrix. The reptilians feature heavily in several key areas of UFO and conspiracy literature. David Ickey's work stands out as one of the most influential popularizers, linking shape-shifting reptilians to royal families, political leaders, and global control structures. Contactee and whistleblower accounts, including those from Alex Collier, describe reptilian draconian hierarchies and conflicts with other races. Channeled material, such as the Law of One, mentions Orion and draconian influences as service-to-self forces, while later channelings explicitly name reptilians or Ciakahrr. Starseed communities include many who identify as having reptilian soul aspects or past lives, often describing intense power dynamics and the challenge of integrating shadow traits. Ancient astronaut and conspiracy literature frequently interprets serpent gods and dragon legends worldwide as evidence of historical reptilian presence on Earth. There is no single dominant, well-verified physical event, such as a famous abduction or crash, that anchors the reptilians in the same way as other races. Their presence is more ideological and interpretive, often used to explain patterns of power, secrecy, and control in human society. Credibility remains one of the biggest challenges. Virtually no physical evidence exists. No crashed craft, implants, mass sightings, or authenticated documents have been independently verified as reptilian in origin. The material relies heavily on channeled information, contactee testimony, whistleblower claims, and symbolic interpretations of ancient myths and modern conspiracy theories. Skeptics view the reptilian narrative as a modern myth that blends ancient serpent and dragon symbolism, Gnostic dualism, and contemporary fears about hidden elites. The shape-shifting hybrid concept is often criticized as unfalsifiable and psychologically projective. Supporters argue that the consistency of reptilian descriptions across independent sources, combined with their explanatory power regarding global power structures and anomalous phenomena, points to a genuine underlying phenomenon. As of 2026, the reptilians remain one of the most discussed and polarizing races in UFO, conspiracy, and starseed circles. They appear regularly in videos about global control, ancient aliens, and galactic hierarchies. Interest tends to come from those exploring themes of hidden power, duality, spiritual warfare, and humanity's struggle for sovereignty. In summary, the reptilians, particularly the Draconian or Ciakahrr factions, are portrayed as an ancient, powerful, hierarchically organized civilization with significant influence in galactic affairs and alleged long-term involvement in Earth's power structures. They are often depicted with advanced technology, strategic intelligence, and a focus on control. Though some accounts distinguish between regressive and more neutral elements, information about them is drawn primarily from channeled material, contactee accounts, and interpretive conspiracy lore with no independent physical corroboration. They represent a major archetypal force in modern UFO mythology, embodying themes of domination, hierarchy, and the shadow side of power. Whether viewed as literal extraterrestrial players, symbolic representations of human control systems, or a blend of both, the reptilians continue to fascinate and provoke those seeking to understand humanity's cosmic context and hidden influences. What do you think? Do the reptilians feel like ancient manipulators shaping human history from the shadows? Or do you see them as symbolic representations of power and control? Have you encountered reptilian-related experiences or theories that stood out to you? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read everyone. If this video helped you explore one of the most controversial races in UFO lore, please hit that like button. Subscribe so you don't miss the next species, and ring the bell for notifications. Next time we'll continue our journey through the stars with another fascinating civilization Thanks for watching. Stay aware, stay sovereign, and keep questioning. I'll see you in the next one.